Welcome to Frywall Fridays. Today we're making salmon steak with white vinegar and caper sauce. It's a beautiful, elegant recipe that you can imagine eating at some seaside trattoria in Italy. But it's really easy to make and has only 4 basic ingredients. Let's get started. So apart from our salmon, we just have our capers, some white wine vinegar, 1/4 of an onion, and about 1/3 of a stalk of celery. And that's it, apart from some olive oil and salt, which we won't count. In terms of prep work, we just need to chop our onion and celery very, very thinly or finely. That's it, we're ready to cook. I'm going to start by sauteing the onions over 3 tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat. And I'm going to cook this until the onions are translucent and a little bit yellow. The onions have been going for about 2 minutes, and you can see they've begun to turn translucent. I'm going to add the celery now. I don't want the onions to brown. They should stay nice and tender here. Give that a good mix, incorporate the oil, and we'll cook this for another 4 or 5 minutes until the celery turns nice and tender. Again, you don't want this to brown, so if you see that starting to happen, turn down your heat a little bit. You'll want it overall around the medium-low level. These have been going for about 4 minutes now, and the celery is mostly soft. It has a tiny bit of crunch to it, which we love. And then we're going to just remove all of this from the pan and get it ready for our fish. The great thing about this dish is that everything gets made in a single pan. You can see we've taken the vegetables and all of the oil out of the pan. There's still a very light coating of oil, which is perfect for cooking the fish. And I'm going to turn the heat up here to medium-high, get that nice and hot. In the meantime here, I have our salmon steaks, which I've gone ahead and salted. We're going to cook these in the same pan. They're going to go for 3 or 4 minutes per side until they are perfectly done. I think this is probably already hot enough, so let's just check this out. It's a sizzle. That's great right there. We're going to let these cook undisturbed, and then we'll flip them over once they release easily, which will, again, take on the order of 4 minutes per side. The steaks have been going for just about 4 minutes, and they're ready to flip. They're going to need about 4 minutes on this side as well. The fish is just about done here, so I'm going to turn the heat down to low and scoop out the excess oil which has rendered from the salmon. We don't need too much oil in our sauce, especially because we still have all that olive oil in the onions and the celery which we sauteed earlier. So I'm going to get rid of this extra fat, which you don't need either for the texture of the sauce or the flavor. If a little bit stays, that is fine. So now we're going to go ahead and add back our onions and celery. And also now the capers go in. We're going to mix that up and let that heat up for a second. And now we're going to add in 1/4 cup of the wine vinegar. It only needs to bubble up for half a minute or a minute here, just to reduce a little bit and cook off. And that is it. Let's spoon a little bit on top here. We're ready to serve. All right, let's get these beauties plated. They smell just divine, not just the fish, but that beautiful smell of the vinegar and the celery, and of course the capers. And the colors here are really, really beautiful as well. You can use red wine vinegar for this recipe. The issue is that the color of the red wine vinegar is just a little bit off-putting compared to the white. Just spoon this over the top here. That, with a nice glass of dry white wine, will make you and your guests very, very happy. Enjoy!